Can we get a huge welcome in the studio for the amazing Ray Black, everybody? Ray, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. I've told you already, but I'm so excited to have you here. This is probably the 5th time I've told you now, but if you couldn't tell, I'm pretty buzzing about this day. I'm not even going to lie, I'm a bit of a fangirl. I'm having a fangirl moment right now.
It.
So thank you so much for coming. How have you been? How's everything going?
Me. Good. Everything's going good. It's a really busy time. There's a lot going on, but I kind of enjoy being busy secretly. Yeah. Secretly.
Well, I mean, obviously it's been a busy time. You've just released your debut album, Access Denied. I mean, congratulations. Let's get another clap. Tell us about
these lot out.
Literally, we'll just take them with you everywhere. Like, these are so good to have wherever you go. They're just always going to gas you up. So it's brilliant to have. But how has it all been? You must be on, I know you're so busy, but you must be on cloud 9 right now with everything going on.
Yeah, like I'm very excited to have finally put my album out and to just be talking about it, doing things around it, shooting videos. Like, I love what I do. So
videos, I'm already thinking. I've told you, like I'm already thinking, like, what videos coming next? I'm excited. Yeah. I'm so excited. But I know that the album was kind of like in the like makings for a while. It was 2 years, wasn't it, that you were making the album for? So what was the kind of process like? I know, did you begin it in lockdown?
I actually started it before lockdown.
Right, okay.
Most of the album, to be honest, was made in 2019.
No way.
Yeah, so it was finished by 2020, really. So I spent a lot of lockdown twiddling my thumbs. And
no way!
Waiting to be able to put it out. I was doing work and stuff, but in terms of like making music for the album, the majority of that was done. We were just mixing and mastering it.
Wow.
But a lot of it was done in 2019, which I don't know, I was half happy about, half not, because I like being busy.
Yeah.
But also it was difficult to record during lockdown anyway. So I think it was a blessing that I did it before.
I read or I listened to in an interview that you actually learned some like new skills in terms of like the producing and everything. I don't know whether that's the correct term, but at home. So you actually like learn different things like mixing and everything. How was that?
Good. Like, I can record myself now, which is something I always wanted to do. And I probably wouldn't have done it if the lockdown didn't happen. But it meant that I just had time. So I got a mic, I got an interface and all of that. I got Logic, which is the programming that you can use to record yourself. And I learned how to record myself, how to make it sound a little bit decent. I'm not great and my equipment isn't like amazing. But as a starter pack, I'm coming. Pharrell, watch out.
Come on, Pharrell. It's been said on the podcast.
Timberland, watch out.
She's coming.
No, I'm chatting shit.
No, that's so exciting though, because obviously, like you're saying, like, you know, it's not quite where it would be with someone else, but like you're the artist, like no one expects that. So to be able to do both is like incredible.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a good skill to have. I'm someone who I like to feel independent, like I can do everything without anyone. I always welcome help, but I like to feel like, oh, if no one's here, I'm not just stranded. So I definitely feel like it's a good skill to have.
I get that vibe from you, you know, that you're obviously a very hard worker and that you like to put your own into everything. So that's interesting to hear you say.
Yeah, I do.
I like that. And so the album has gone to #1 in the UK R&B chart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a massive achievement. That's huge.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel, not only as an artist, but as a female artist as well?
No, it feels great. I think because there's not many people who get the opportunity, I think, to get a spotlight in terms of like R&B music. I definitely feel proud to be able to like fly that flag in the UK, and for to know that people are listening and taking it in, and the response has been really, really good. Just getting the feedback and seeing how the song is like translating to people.
Tell me a bit about the feedback, because it seems like, I mean, I see you on Instagram every single day. I don't know whether I'm just dead engaged with you. Instagram are pushing you to me, but I see you everywhere. I see everything everywhere. I mean, you are your albums everywhere. So what's the response been like from those dedicated fans that have been with you for the past 2-3 years?
You know what? It's been good. It's been surprisingly good. I think I thought maybe fans who started with me in the beginning may feel a bit left out, because over time, my sound has changed a little bit. I feel like I've developed a lot, and I thought the album they were expecting wasn't the album they were going to get. But a lot of actually my initial fans from before anyone even knew me, when I dropped my mixtape Havisham and I didn't even have management or anything, they're like, oh, this is giving me Havisham vibes, and like they love the album. So I'm like, oh, that's such great feedback, because I thought they wanted me on like, I don't know, acoustic guitar or something.
Really?
It's not the vibe.
That's what I was interested to know, because you said like obviously your kind of original fans, you thought they might think it was different. So why is it like? Tell us about the like the differences between Ray back then with Havisham and Ray now.
Well, then when I made Havisham, I was just ripping beats from online, so I didn't have the ability to even put my input into the sound of things, but I was finding beats that were the sound I wanted to cultivate. And then over time, I started working with different producers and trying to find my sound when I made my EP Dirt. And then when I made Empress as well. And yeah, I was just experimenting and trying different things. And I think given that I got a lot of like attention and support early on, I felt like a lot of people assumed what my sound and my aesthetic was or whatever. So they kind of knew me for a particular thing.
Yeah.
Where I was really still just finding myself, and I was a brand new artist. So I was a bit like, whoa, everyone slow down. I don't know who I am yet. How can you know
give me
who
chance.
I am? Yeah, give me a chance. And I feel like now I'm there.
Is it hard like with music to be kind of like where people do put you in kind of a box to be like, you're this kind of artist, and then they expect that kind of from you? Do you find that difficult?
Yeah, for sure. Like at the time when I felt that sort of pressure the most, I feel like I just gave into it, because I felt like, okay, well, if this is what people are saying they want from me, because this is what they expect, I have to give it to them. And then I just realized I wasn't happy, because the music I was making didn't feel authentic to me. And I always want to be on stage performing and enjoy myself and believe what I'm saying and connect with it just as much as the people hearing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gave into that. And then after a while I was like, I'm actually the one that has to stand up here and sing this over and over again. So I want to make songs that I really like all the time. Yeah.
And that's really where the magic comes, I guess, because I think as a listener and as a fan, like you can tell that in whatever way it is, you can tell when it's authentic to you. And I'm sure your audience have said that to you as well, like your fans.
Yeah, for sure. They have. And I'm always surprised, because I'm like, how do you know?
We just know so much. We just know so much about you. And I know that in a recent interview, I've been telling you, I've been listening, I've been watching a lot of your interviews over this album, just a lot of it. I watched your YouTube videos about the making of the album, the 2 episodes that are out now. Is that right? I've watched them both. You described the album as, I'm going to see if I can remember this off by heart.
Yeah.
Always saying yes to yourself when the rest of the world is saying no.
Yeah.
Firstly, listen to her. Can I get a clap?
She does her research.
I'm prepared. Listen, but firstly, like honestly, actually, like obviously I've been going over that in my head and like remembering it, but I'm like, firstly, that really, like, I love that as a person, like that resonates with me. I think it's an amazing quote, so empowering. But what exactly like did you mean by that when you said that?
I feel like no matter who you are, where you come from, it can experience hurdles, difficulties, people denying you access somewhere, people making you feel like you're not good enough. That's like, whether it's in work, in your career, in relationships. And I feel like to keep going, you have to be that rock for yourself and not rely on validation from other people to make you feel good or to make you feel worthy. And over time, I've just learned that no matter what no's I'm getting, especially being the sort of artist I am and being a black woman, I feel like I get even more no's, and I have to keep reminding myself, like, no, you are worthy, you are good enough. Or in a relationship, if it feels like, bloody hell, I can't catch a break, you know, I just have to keep reminding myself, actually, I do deserve love. I do deserve to have somebody who makes me feel confident and empowers me. And I feel like that's a message that I just wanted to share and remind other people of.
I love it. Has it taken like a while to get to that point as well?
Definitely. I feel like I'm still on that journey even. We're always growing and learning and trying to better ourselves. And I definitely still have moments where I catch myself maybe like not feeling good enough or even like seeking validation. But then when I see the impact of it, then I have to remind myself that, no, you can't wait for somebody to make you feel good about yourself. You
100%.
have to give that to yourself, because at any point that person can take that away or be gone, and then you're left with nothing. So
right.
Yeah.
So right. Is that where the name of the album came from?
Yes.
Hearing you say like people denying you access, I thought, oh, yeah, it's marrying up for me. It's really marrying up for me. So that's where it all came from.
Yeah, it's about that. like making sure that you build yourself up and also deny access to those who don't like empower you, who don't make you feel good, who take away from you, who make you feel less than. And and just saying yes to yourself when you've been denied access, being like, actually, I'm going to kick that door down, or actually, I am good enough. Yeah.
It's a message everybody needs to listen to. And I feel like it's such a great, like, it's so great to see you in that place. And I think so many people can take something from that, because it is so hard to learn. And like you say, it's a process. And I think so many of us go through it in different stages of life, different obviously paths in life and whatever. But to know that, especially as a woman, I think is a huge, huge thing. So I love that message so much.
Sure.
You collabed with some massive people on the album. Obviously, Giggs, Stefflon Don, to name a couple.
Yeah.
How was it letting them into your world and on such a personal project?
You know what? It was dope. My session with Giggs.
Yeah, tell me. I'm excited about
that was really good. It's funny how it came about, because I had been knowing him and had been around him quite a good few times. Like, I think a couple months before we did the song, he actually invited me to a Drake show, and he was like, oh, I'm coming out. Roll like by yourself, basically, because he doesn't like people he doesn't know around him.
Really?
So I came by myself. It was all cool vibes. Anyway, so now I wanted him on a song on the album, and then it was my management that reached out to his people, and he hit me like, "What is that? Why have you done Hollywood stuff and got your management to talk to me? Like, you know me, innit? Come chat to me." And I was just like, oh, I was a bit shy, like, because he's Giggs. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a G. And then when we were in the studio together, I just loved watching him record, because he's so himself and so relaxed, and there's no pressure. And he'll just like go in the studio, say a line or two, chill, have a smoke a little bit, and then maybe go back in. And I just like that energy, because I'm someone who puts pressure on myself. Like, right, sit down, you must finish this, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't need to be like that. Yeah, it doesn't need to be like that.
That's exciting to know, because I think I'd seen a tweet from Giggs years and years and years ago about you. Is that right?
Yeah.
It was about a song back in the day, and he'd kind of literally heard this song and tweeted you, hadn't he? Is that where the kind of the relationship there like started? How he got to know you?
I feel like, that's when I would say he started supporting me. That's so funny that you remember that. He
Tell
tweeted...
you, they're all up here, eh? It's all up here.
That was in like 2016. And my first music video, 50/50, had just come out, and he tweeted something like, I don't know how I found this, but I love it now. And he tweeted the video, and I was like, oh my God. He was the first person really that like shouted me out, gave me a cosign. Yeah, and that was just organic, because he saw it. I think it only had like, I don't know, 20k views or something at that time, and he was like, don't know what this is, but it's hard. Yeah.
And to see that go full circle, that's why I find it so interesting to see it go from that tweet to him being on your album, featuring on your song. Like, that's massive. It must be massive for you.
No, for sure.
I love that. And so the album is quite personal, I feel, as a listener. Like, there's so many, there's a lot of different kind of vibes on the album. There's loads I want to get ready for the club in. There's loads of tracks that I'm also in my feels, and I'm in my feels girl, I'm not gonna lie. So there's a couple of tracks on there that I quite like for that reason as well. But what song is most personal to you on the album, and why?
Probably my song Baggage. I feel like that's when I'm is that a fave?
One of my favourites. See, I told you I'm a deep girl. Told you.
No, same. I'm like that as well. Like, I like to just let it all out, have a good cry to a song. Do you know what I mean? It feels good. Yeah, for me, I feel like that was when I was most vulnerable, even in the creation of it. Because I'm saying personal things about like my life, my upbringing, relationships I've been in. And I think it was my second session with the producer, Progression, who made it. And I just thought, oh, am I really going to say this in front of him? And he doesn't really know me like that. This is a bit mad. But I pushed myself to just pretend he wasn't there and just say what I wanted to say. And I feel like that's when people connect the most, when it's just as real and raw as possible.
It definitely was.
Yeah.
I've got a big question for you here. Now, I don't know whether you're familiar with the PLT podcast, Ray. You don't have to be. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask for an answer there. Not going to ask for an answer. You're busy. You're a busy girl. But with our podcast, when we do have artists on, we do like to see if we can hear a little bit of the song. So for anyone, big ask. Management's in the room. Listen. Listen,
A little snippet.
in case anyone hasn't heard it yet, and they need to go and listen to it. Because listen, I've told you, it's my favourite song.
Yeah,
so I
it's your
feel like
favourite
I'm
song.
really glad it was that
but
one.
then my prize is you sing back to me later, right? When I win the competition, because I always do.
I feel like we're going to be very competitive today. I think we've got a very similar personality. When are you born? What's your birthday?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, we go together.
Listen, this is why. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
Fantastic.
I'll do it for you. But listen, I got asked to do this, so don't shout at me when I'm singing bad on the podcast, guys.
So it's going to be a first.
It's going to be, yeah. I'm not going to lie. I've definitely made a fool of myself with singers before.
Yeah.
I've never sang, so this is a new one for me. It's normally been trying to rap, and you can see it. That won't go. That didn't go well for me either.
It's fine. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
One's rating you.
So we're going to try a bit of baggage.
Okay.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. What should I do? The chorus? Yeah.
Look how excited I am.
Okay. I know I got some issues. Loving me ain't easy. When you see what I seen, you'll be like me. I know I got some issues. I got so much baggage stuck in my bad habits. I've been damaged.
Oh my God. Listen, hearing it firsthand, I got private concert. You're jealous, guys. You're jealous, admit it. That was amazing.
Thank
do you know what? Part of me wanted to be like, do I give a beat? And I was like, I'm not going to ruin it. I am not going to ruin it. Do you know what I mean? Because don't ask me to do that. Honestly, it'd be terrible. But honestly, I didn't want to ruin that. That was a whole moment for me. Thank you very much. And wow, beautiful. Even better in person.
Oh,
I'm obsessed. I don't even know where to go from there. I'm not going to lie. I'm just really taken back by that. But no, so obviously you're killing it right now, Ray. It's amazing to see. I'm obsessed with the album, as you're probably aware by now. But I want to talk about kind of like your come up and like everything that you've kind of done to get to this point. So. He's from South London. I know that you did drama school at one point, which is interesting. I'm a drama girl myself, so I found that particularly interesting. So how have you kind of got to like this kind of point now? Did you always know that you wanted to be an artist?
Yeah, no, for sure. I was one of those kids that like, I was just so dramatic, to be honest, like a really dramatic child. I would just copy everything I would see on TV, whether it was like J-Lo's dance moves and her music video. Like I was glued to MTV Base. I would be upstairs in my room, and I still do this now, to be fair, no one judge me. But like I'll be creating scenarios in my head and then be like reenacting them to myself, like at the window when it's raining, pretending that like I've just been told that I'm adopted and I'm crying.
Wait, that's not what I thought was coming. I thought it was going to be like pretending I'm back in the day, back in a music video. Adopted,
we need drama, intensity.
Full intense.
Yeah.
So this is where the deep side comes in.
Yeah, this is where the deep side comes in. I'll be dancing in the rain, like when no one's at home, I'll go into the garden and I'll be...
actually?
Yeah.
Like, what's that? What's the music video? It was Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake, Usher, all of that. Usher, dancing in the rain, crying in the rain. That's me as a child. So I really just loved performing all the time. So I knew this is what I want to do. Yeah.
And so what artists or who did you kind of look up to back then? Was there any like female icons for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was so obsessed with every female rapper growing up, like Missy Elliott, Eve, Lil Kim, Debra. Like for me, female empowerment and the confidence that the rappers just exude, that was so appealing to me, because I would just be like, I want to be like her. Like, I want to be sexy and fierce and tell boys that like, I'm too good for you and all of that sass. I just wanted to be them so much, because I felt empowered watching them as a child, even though I probably shouldn't have been watching. But
I didn't understand the whole. Well, I definitely didn't understand everything when I was younger, but I know what you're saying.
You don't know really what they're saying.
We don't know what we're singing, but we like it.
Exactly, we like it. So that was me, and I really just wanted to emulate that. So before I started singing, I actually used to write raps. Wow, that's how I started writing music. Yeah.
Do you remember your first rap?
Oh yeah, you ready? No.
I was. Everyone's heads went ready.
No, it was really bad. But I mean, I was like,
listen,
9.
You were just trying. 9. I mean, 9 years old to start rapping is pretty decent. To be fair, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
Give yourself that.
To be fair, the raps probably weren't that good, but when I was 9 years old, I got to do this scheme called Gifted and Talented, where they basically pick a kid from schools in the borough who's talented or gifted in some subject, whether it's like English, maths, etc. So I got picked to do it for music, and so I spent the summer making an album with other kids from different schools, and I heard myself like on tape for the first time, like, wow, okay.
Is that when you realised, like, okay, this could go somewhere? I mean, and I know you're 9 years old, so that's quite a big question for a 9-year-old, but do you think you kind of saw it in yourself
At 9,
there?
I was thinking, I'm coming for this world. They're not ready for me.
See, she knew.
They're not ready. I was a really, really overconfident child. Like, I would remember if someone was like mean to me or something, I'd be thinking, don't you, you're gonna regret it, because one day I'm gonna be Beyonce.
Listen, they're regretting it now. If anyone was mean to Ray Black in the day, they're regretting it now, I'm sure.
Silly.
I'm sure.
Silly. Yeah.
Did you have like a favourite song, like a song that you would always turn on as a kid? So you looked up to Missy Elliott, Eve.
Yeah.
Like, what was your song, the one song?
Oh, as a child.
I feel like that's a hard question because there's so many.
So many. You know what? It was probably a Destiny's Child song. Like, I really loved Destiny's Child growing up. It was probably Destiny's Child. Oh, there's too many.
There's so many.
It's probably going to be Bootylicious. That was my favourite song for a long time.
The video is insane. I can see you and Ray like fully dancing in the rain outside to it, doing the whole moves.
Yeah,
Don't know why we're in the rain for Bootylicious, but I can see it.
But it's a vibe, yeah.
Do you know what? Destiny's Child was the first tape. I'm old. Tape I ever bought.
Yeah.
I bought like the first piece of music I bought was Destiny's Child, Independent Woman, and that was a song.
Classic.
Back, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it still is. If I hear it now,
yeah,
still
classic.
obsessed. So through like your kind of journey, obviously like starting off at let's say 9 and to where you are now, was there like a pinnacle point in your career or like your life when you thought, okay, this is going somewhere? Like I've kind of made it.
I mean, I thought I made it when I only had like 200 people listening to my song, to be honest, because I was just gassed. Like everything was and is, you know, so exciting, like seeing your dreams come to fruition. Sometimes you forget because you get used to things and you think, oh, that little thing, whatever. But no, like I remember when I put my mixtape, Havisham, on SoundCloud, and like I said, like nobody knew me. I didn't have a manager, nothing like that. And then seeing like, I don't know, in a week I saw 200 people. I'm like, who are these lot? Because I've only got like 50 friends. So who are the other 150 people?
Where are the 150
like,
coming
who
from?
are these people? And then like within a month, it was like 20,000. And I'm like, well, this is going off, isn't it?
That's insane.
So the growth, like, yeah, it's just been amazing. I remember being paid to do my first show and thinking, you want to pay me to do something I would do for free. So it's exciting, yeah.
That's it. And that's true passion, isn't it? Like when you would do something for free. I mean, obviously, as you progress in things, those things.
I'm gonna need a check, honey.
Yeah, you ain't getting this for free, trust me. But that's it. Like it's so clear when you are so passionate about something that you would in the beginning go and do those things. And it's clear like how far you've come since then as well. Like it's just a reflection of how hard you work, clearly.
Thank you.
And so from your like with your journey so far, I mean, the journey's it's going even. I'm sure there's loads more to come. But from where you are now, is there anything you would change about your journey?
Do you know what? I think I would just enjoy myself more, and I'm really trying to enjoy myself now because I feel like I always take what I do seriously because I really am passionate about it and I love it, and so I'll be doing the smallest gig. It'll be like, I don't know, 50 people, 100 people or something. And I'll be backstage doing my warm-ups, practicing all the lyrics, even though I know them already. All of this stuff, instead of just enjoying the fact that, oh, there's 100 people here to see me and I didn't have music out last month, ever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just always take myself so seriously for a really long time in my career. I would overthink everything and it means that you don't enjoy all the good things that are happening, like singing in front of however like 60, 70,000 people and it's being shown around the world, like because I'm singing national anthem for Anthony Joshua, but I'm shaking in my boots and I'm thinking, okay, let's stand this way, let's do it this way, blah blah blah. And it's good to care about your craft and want to do things well, but also I've learned to take in the moment and be like, wow, you know, these people want me here, I'm being paid to do this, or I'm flying to this country, and just have fun,
enjoying it.
Yeah,
sure. And what kind of advice would you give to anyone who wants to, any young girl that wants to follow in your footsteps and have a similar career to you?
I would say focus on the music, number one. There's a lot of like distractions and a lot of other things now that are definitely important, but the most important thing I would say is the music. So just focus on that and working on your craft, and don't bother trying to copy someone else, because they already exist. And what's great about you is that you are you, and so you bring something different automatically. So just embrace you and what you come with and your difference. And and don't be afraid to like show your extremities. And by that I mean, I feel like sometimes I would be a bit worried that like something's too much, or I'm too much, or whatever. Let's rein it in a little bit. But like, be as flamboyant as you want to be. Yeah,
show your personality.
Yeah,
like, you can't like tone yourself down for people. But I guess like that must be a huge pressure. I'm sure it is in like different job roles as well. But in that industry, I guess you're trying to like impress people in certain situations, whether it's producers, whether it's whatever, another artist or whatever. But
exactly. Try and dilute yourself a little bit. Leave this out, but like
we can't do that.
No, like be authentically yourself. Be loud, be crazy, or be quiet if you're an introvert. You don't have to be loud. Yeah,
I love that. Be yourself.
Yeah,
big message. Right, so we're going to go on to an exciting part of the podcast now. I've loved getting to know you, but now we're going to get to know you a little bit deeper. Well, deeper. We've got some questions from your audience, from our audience, from some fans, and it's a quick fire.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you these questions, and I want you to answer with the first thing that pops into your head. Okay. Whatever it is. Okay. Now, they're all a little bit different. We're going to start on a bit of celeb life, your music career, some juicy bits, okay?
Okay.
We'll go for it and we'll see where we get. You ready?
Yeah.
Wildest rumour you've ever heard about yourself? I love that management said, "Oh God," in the background there, guys. Can we just? There's something juicy coming.
That I was seeing someone's boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh. I need to get on Google after this.
I was seeing someone's boyfriend. Yeah.
So we won't disclose to somebody.
No, we shan't.
Okay. Everybody get to Google. We shan't. Get to Google. Best thing about being famous.
All the free stuff. Give it to me.
Of course. Worst thing about being famous.
Not being able to be ugly in peace.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would be, screwed with that. Weirdest encounter with another celeb.
Oh, God.
I feel like there's one coming too. I'm living for this.
I don't think I should share that one. It's a bit dark. Weirdest.
If you can't tell us now, I want to hear this after, because this is funny.
Sorry. I don't know if I can share that either. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Oh, God. I'm just thinking about what I actually... Do you know what? It was me being weird. I've got an encounter about me being weird. When I met Nicki Minaj, when I was on tour with her, I was like waiting, because it's the end of the show, like waiting just out around my dressing room to see if she'll come out. And she came out, and like, basically, when you plan exactly what you're going to say in your head, like I was going to like, we're going to have a cash convo, like, hey sis, really good show, blah, blah. Instead, I ended up having word vomit, and I didn't breathe between like the whole paragraph of, I think I even said her full name. Hi, Nicki Minaj. Oh my God, thank you so much for having me on the tour. I've been a fan ever since Super Bass. I've been watching, I've got all your albums. My favorite song is da 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 da. And I'm so happy to be here and blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, literally like that. And then when I've gone back into my dressing room, my crew are like proper just laughing at me, like, where did the gangster go? Like, what happened to you when you met Nicki Minaj? Yeah, so that was me being very weird. Yeah.
I'm living for it. We should have got more questions on this. This is so good. I love this bit. Okay, music career. Fave artists to listen to now. We've said some in the past. What about now?
Summer Walker. I love
new
Summer
albums
Walker.
coming. Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Excited. Song that always gets you in your feelings.
Me, Myself and I by Beyonce. That song, yeah, that's my breakup anthem. And the first time I ever saw her live, she performed it and I cried at a show, and I was like, wow, I'm one of those weirdos that cries at live events. Cool. Yeah.
Love that. Fave collab so far, so collaboration with yourself.
Might have to be the song of Gigs, you know. Yeah, that might have to be my fave.
It's a good song. It's a very good song. Future dream collab.
I'm gonna say this till I have no more breath. Kendrick Lamar. That is my dream collab.
We're ready for that.
Yeah.
Kendrick, if you're listening to the BLT podcast, I mean, great. That for one is fantastic. But yeah, no, if you're listening, let's put it into existence.
Yeah.
Like existence, is that the word?
Yeah, existence.
We're gonna go for it. I like this one because you've got a lot of nice lyrics. Nice isn't a good word. You've got a lot of fire lyrics.
Yeah.
What's your fave lyric you've ever written? It can be like a little sentence or a snippet or a whole moment.
On Access Denied, the song Access Denied on the album, I tweeted one of the lyrics yesterday actually, which is, bad bitches don't come around every day. So when you see one, act right. Come correct.
Love it. Okay. Most surprising thing about the music industry?
Oh, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors, I think. Yeah.
Love that. Fave live performance that you've done?
I did a show in Barcelona in maybe 2018. That's up there for me. It was quite a big crowd as well. I don't know how many people, but like they were just really vibing out. Like they were just loving it. So I was loving it. And I feel like I really enjoyed myself on stage. So that's when I'm like, oh, that was a good show because I had fun. It's all about me.
Yeah, 100%. Forget everyone else there. It's about 100%. I agree. What you've got a performance coming up, actually. I'm going to side note. You've got a performance coming up, haven't you, in February, the big one?
Yeah.
What can we expect from that?
Loads of energy, man. When I'm on stage, I really just like to give a proper performance. And I like to engage with the crowd as well. Like, make sure that people have a good time and leave just feeling good about themselves and just better than they came. So expect to leave being like, oh, I feel better.
We're all going to be in the audience. Yeah. We're all going to be there. We're going to be leaving better. I'm excited.
Be there.
We're ready
for
it.
In London.
We're Roundhouse in London. There we go. It's February
the 17th. February the 17th.
Yes. Come on. We're ready. 2022. We're going to be there. I'm very excited for that. Fave on stage outfit you've ever worn? I love stage outfits. I'm obsessed with outfits on stage.
Oh.
Maybe it's one coming.
Maybe I think it's going to be one coming. I'm going to try some different stuff.
I'm excited to see. Yeah. I'm excited to see. Now, this one's a little bit more personal. Dating.
Yeah.
Has it been harder or easier since being famous?
Harder, for sure. But not in the way people think.
Oh. What do you mean?
I think people think like, look, like everyone's rushing at you. But I feel like people are scared, actually.
Really?
Scared, yeah.
And
they start with being scared, like, I know you're you, but please, can I just...
But hi.
Chat to you, but hi, yeah.
What's an absolute quality must-have that someone must have as a person for you?
Oh, number one is you got to be a nice person. Like, to people outside of your circle, like, not just nice to your friends and family, like...
Not just a show.
Yeah. I want to see that you're just a really kind person. That really matters to me.
Love that. And has anyone exciting slid into the DMs recently? I told you we're getting personal. I'm like,
it's a couple boys in his DMs or whatever. Yeah,
I'd love to see them DMs. They would be that's for another podcast, guys. That's for another podcast.
That's
right.
for my podcast.
That's for your podcast. When's it coming out? Right, we're ready. We're ready.
2025.
Do you know what? It's not that far away. We're gonna hold it now. She said it here first, guys. Yeah. 2025. What would you call it? Have you got a name in mind? Is it just gonna be Ray Black Podcast?
Oh, I can't.
We won't hold you to it. The Black Book, okay?
Black Book.
I like that. It's gonna be unfiltered.
Yeah.
Tell us what you were telling me about. Well, what kind of thing is it gonna be? This podcast?
It's gonna be a music podcast. Maybe not just music, but entertainment podcast. Where we talk about like what's going on in culture, but mainly music. And I just wanna use it to say my real opinions, to be honest. So I have to wait till maybe like, I don't know, I'm not dropping an album for a good couple years, so I can just slag off everybody. Slag off everybody else and still move about, not thinking about the consequences, basically. But I like to have very unfiltered conversations in general, so it's gonna be that.
Well, clearly, thank you so much for being open and honest there. Love all those answers. Now I've got the final challenge for you. I told you it was coming.
Okay.
Now, I've heard from maybe another podcast or an interview that you did that you like to freestyle in the studio. Oh, and it can get pretty lit. To say,
okay.
I watched the Dottie interview, and I heard that it's a big thing. So I wondered if today, I mean, I know I've already got you singing, but would you be up for a little bit of freestyling?
Okay, sure. Will you freestyle with me?
Oh, I knew you were going to do something like this. Do you really want me to? Because
I'll do a bar or 2 bars, and you do 2 bars.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't even know where to like.
Can you rhyme?
Cat and hat.
There we go.
We got it. Right, okay. So I've got topics for you though.
Okay.
Well, words, but I mean, would that work if we're gonna do it? Like, I'll maybe do one cheeky one for you, but you might have to guide me. Maybe it's a masterclass. Maybe it's a bars masterclass.
Okay,
then.
I'm with it. Don't be scared. Be very afraid.
I'm shitting myself, guys. Said I wouldn't do this again. Right. Do you want me to give you a word? How are we going to do this then?
Yeah, you've got topics.
Yeah, so they're words. So we've got Pretty Little Thing. I feel like, I mean, I can read you a few and you can see what you like best to go with.
Okay, Pretty Little Thing. You know I'm a pretty little thing. If you want to marry, gotta get a big ring.
Oh, is this where I come in?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, shit. No, right. Can you repeat it one more time to me?
Okay. I'm trying to think if I can give you something.
How did we say? I'm a pretty little thing.
You know I'm a pretty little thing. Want to marry me, get a pretty big ring.
Pretty big ring. Don't come to me if you ain't gonna sing. Oh, fire in the booth! Fire in the booth!
You lot are that people in the studio that gasses up their friend who's so shit.
Listen. It's
hard, bro. That was hard, bro.
Listen, if you want to feature sometime, if you want someone for the next thing,
It's you? Got you. What's the next one?
The next one.
Yeah.
X.
Oh, okay. Does it have to be the word X or just about an X?
It can be about an X. However you want to take it.
Okay. I was going to say something mad.
No, that's what I heard. You like to go mad in the shoot. I want to hear that, Ray.
Ooh, okay. One time, I had an ex. Had to let him go because he wasn't good sex. Now I'm on his friend. Yes, he's next. Had to hit him up. Come and give him that bless. It's your turn.
Listen, I'm not replying to that. I was too good. Ray, honestly, this has been even better than I expected. I told you I was so excited for today, but this has gone even better than I ever expected. Like, thank you so much for being here. I know you're so busy, for making time for us today, making time for PLT. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's been good.
And I'm excited for everything that's coming next. So good luck with everything. Like I said, we're all going to be there. Are we going in February, lads? Are we going?
Yeah.
Come on. You'll see us all in the front.
Yeah.
It's them guys from PLT. Wow, they're really coming.
Yeah, no, I'll see you there.
No, thank you so much. It's been amazing, Ray. It's been so good to get to know you.
It's been good.
And thanks so much to all of our amazing listeners. This has been the PLT podcast with the amazing Ray Black. Go and stream and listen to Access Denied everywhere. You don't want to miss it, honestly, guys. We'll see you next week.